Let's cook some eggs. Inside of the Chinese wok, 6 eggs for 3 people. With all of those ingredients, so we got 6 eggs, 3 people, 1 Chinese wok, a plate of mixed vegetables, partially frozen, partially not frozen. We got mushrooms, broccoli, a little bit of sweet corn, carrot, and slices of pumpkin. We have spices, in this case curcuma powder, mix of herbs, mix of spices, vegetable oil, in this case sunflower seed oil, a bag of dill, dry one, cinnamon powder, mix of pepper, 2 bananas, some tomato, 3 dragon eggs, which in this case are avocado, fresh spring onion, red onion, garlic, red beetroot, red rice with a little bit of white rice, salt, dry apricot. The apricot are not for the eggs, they are for the cook, so the cook is happy. And we got one slice of very tasty sourdough bread with sunflower seeds, or any sourdough bread. And we got a plate of baked almonds. They're also not for the eggs, they are for the cook. Let's do all of that in 3 different versions of the same ingredient, basic ingredient, eggs. The first version of the eggs that we are going to cook is going to be the omelette and mix of vegetables. The vegetable omelette. In this case, I already can tell that there are too many vegetables for the 2 eggs, or 3 eggs, or the 4 eggs. But in this case, it's okay. It's desired like this. If you want to be more correct, just have a little bit, like 1/3 of those vegetables. Let's steam them for 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the flame and the heat, with 1/3 of the cup of water. 1/3 or 1/4 for 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the flame, or whether you cover it with the lid or not. And while it's cooking, let's mix the eggs, the most important ingredient of an omelette. While the vegetables are cooking, let's mix the eggs with spices. Those are 2 large eggs. Let's start with vegetable oil, the sunflower oil. We mix it into the eggs, into the protein of eggs. They combine very well together. Just 1 spoon of vegetable sunflower seed oil. You see, at the beginning the eggs, they have this consistency, they are like sticky consistency. The protein of the eggs has a sticky consistency. The idea of the omelette is to make the eggs blend, to destroy the protein, to break it down, so that it combines well with the other ingredients of the omelette. If we do just the fried eggs, we don't want to break the consistency of the protein. We want to keep it sticky and combined together. But if you want to cook it in the omelette, we want to break the protein and to remove the consistency, make it as liquid as possible. Okay, I'll do that later. Let's go through the ingredients. This is just crushed garlic, which is the staple spice of the Asian or the Chinese cooking. The spices do help to break down and to separate the protein from the egg and to make it a little bit more bioabsorbable, or to the spices they combine with the egg. They become less spicy and at the same time they make the protein a little bit more absorbable. So let's do curcuma. There's a little bit of curcuma powder, the orange spicy one. 1 teaspoon maybe, or a spoon of herbs, whichever you like. 1 spoon of dry dill powder. Very important one. A little bit of spicy chili. In this case, the smoked spicy chili, which will give the eggs a little bit of the taste of the meat, pork, or like chorizo. It's gonna taste like chorizo with this help of this spice. A special mix of spices, which already consist of don't remember what they are, but it's like a spices, white pepper and some, don't remember which they are, but this is like a mix of spices for eggs. And to round it up, maybe 1 spoon of the soy sauce, which is important for the Asian cuisine. Maybe 1 spoon. In this case, we're not going to use any salt. Just a spoon of soy sauce, which contains salt 10% to 20%. It's a little bit more healthy without the salt. So the consistency is going to change. It's going to change from the sticky one to the very liquid one. You see, at the moment it's still sticky. Now it started to be a little bit more liquid. Much different from the start. It's all because of the salt, of the mixing, and of the spices. They help to break down the protein. And to finish it off, let's just bring in the rest of the ingredients. Don't require cooking. In this case, like bits of bread, sourdough bread, bits of tomato, and bits of raw spring onion. If it was an original French omelette, that would be already good enough like that. But we are cooking a vegetable omelette, and the vegetables, they do require some cooking. If we were just cooking an omelette, that would be the mix. Okay, let's add them up to the vegetables. There we have it, the mix of vegetables that are already cooked. The water did evaporate within 10 minutes on a medium hot flame, which is different for any kitchen. And we have the eggs, the omelette mix of eggs. In this case, that's how you get the kids to eat the vegetables. You tell them you're gonna cook eggs, but you cook more vegetables than the eggs. And we put the omelette mix into the center. That's it. Could just cover it up and keep it on low flame for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then switch off the flame and then eat whenever you want to eat. 3 to 5 minutes later, let's see what happened. Our beautiful omelette in the middle of steamed vegetables. Nice enough. That's how we get the children to eat vegetables. We just sell them omelette in the middle of the vegetables. Now let's do something fun. Let's do the Asian classic. Let's cook the 2 fried eggs with garlic, 1 garlic, some onion. The tomatoes are not part of the classic recipe, but why not? Red rice and lots of spring onion. Fried rice with 2 eggs and spring onion and some vegetables. With cumin and curcuma. Let's do that. Let's start the classic fried egg and fried rice. The oil is slightly bubbling on the heat already. Let's add the crushed garlic, and the crushed garlic, it will spread the flavor of garlic into the oil and later on into the egg and the rice. Just a little bit, let it bubble. No need to burn it. That's about it. Let's add in the egg. And stir it up because it's gonna be stirred egg. A bit more heat. Could be more heat because we are using stirring technique, and when we stir and the food moves around, it's not going to burn as fast. So just distribute the heat. The taste of the garlic went into the oil and now it did go into the egg. The flavor of the fried egg is going to distribute into the rice. It can be done on high heat because we constantly keep it stirring. Let's add some rice. The rice has to be cooked to be sticky rice, slightly dry, sticky rice. The rice cooker is the best for it, or we use the evaporation method. Don't add too much water or evaporate all the water that was in the rice. Keep watching it. Now the rice and the egg, they mix together and the flavor from the garlic and the fried egg distribute into the rice. The rice itself does not get fried that much. It gets only a little bit fried. It's sticky and dry rice. Cooked properly. You have to watch the exact amount of water for it, maybe 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeters on top of the rice, above the rice, the water level when you cook it, and then it cooks well to be this sticky and dry rice. If it were to be a wet rice, it would not cook as much as well in the frying pan. So now we have a little bit of flavor that gets distributed into the rice, and the rice absorbs this flavor. You could just let it be for a while. Maybe a minute or 2, and then we add the vegetables and the onion. We don't require that much heat to cook. Let's wait for a minute. Now a minute has passed, some time, and a minute. The rice it gets fried and burnt a little bit at the one side, which creates this very nice flavor of fried rice. You can see that. Now let's put the rice on the sides where it's not as hot. And we are using a hot heat flame, strong one. It could be also done on the slow one, but it's gonna just take more time. Now let's add in the vegetables that are slightly softer, don't require that much. And let's distribute them well, so the fried flavor of the rice and the egg is going to distribute into the vegetables, and the vegetables are also going to fry a little bit. If it was a restaurant and the flame would be like a jet and giant flame, then you would constantly need to stir it up. At home, at the regular flame, we can just let it sit for a minute or 1/2 minutes and then stir it up. So the idea of this dish is to stir fry constantly on moderate, medium or hot flame or heat. If you use the electric induction wok. Now let's just cook it for a minute or two. Take a break, take a sip of nice tea and eat some dry apricot. Some time will pass, 1 minute, 1/2, 2 minutes. The frying process is already over. We don't need to fry it anymore. We can just have it on low flame, just reduce the heat. And let's add in the spices as the final step. We don't overcook the spices, in this case the cumin powder, which will add a little bit of like herbal, meaty and fragrant flavor to the rice and the egg and the vegetables, and a little bit of curry, curcuma, whatever you have in the kitchen. That's a little bit. If you overcook the spices, they lose their flavors, so we always add them at the last step and just mix them into the rest of the food to distribute the flavor. So all the food is basically already cooked. The vegetables starting to change the color, still fresh. But if we overcook them, they will lose their color and they become slightly yellowish or discolored. The antioxidants of the plants, they become discolored if we cook them. You have to cook them a little bit, but not too much. Okay, let's just do that and then let it sit for a minute or two and switch off the heat. That's the final result of the very quick and classical Asian fried egg with fried rice and some onion and the taste of garlic in the oil and the egg, and some vegetables that cook very fast without being fried or cooked. Basically all onion. The tomato is not part of the classic, but it adds to the color. It's a fancy color and very tasty too. Now let's cook something tasty, let's have some fun. Let's do 2 eggs with mashed banana. Smash them banana with the fork. You got a little bit of white corn flour, coconut powder, cinnamon powder, maybe 1 spoon of vegetable sunflower seed oil. Let's do maybe a little bit of salt. Smash the banana into the mix it with the eggs, stir it up well and make banana pancakes. After mixing all the ingredients together, we get this consistency of the pancake liquid. There is no sugar, no milk, no meat, just banana and egg, the two most essential ingredients, and all the rest is for the flavor. The cocoa is for the flavor, the corn flour is for the flavor, and it helps to get the pancakes a little bit more sticky. We can add the baking powder, a little bit of baking powder, not too much, a little bit, like 1 spoon of oil to get them a little bit more smooth. So it gets like the perfect pancake consistency without any headache and without any preparation of the measurements of the ingredients. 1 egg, 1 banana, 1 egg, 1 banana, 1 egg, 1 banana. That's it. And it's a perfect combination. Let's make it happen. The surface of the wok is well preheated. In this case it's an anti-stick coating wok with a ceramic coating, not the Teflon one. The Teflon one is bad for health. So the wok surface is well preheated. The little bubbles in the oil, they started to bubble, and we switch the heat to the moderate heat or the low flame heat, because after the preheating we don't need much heat, otherwise the food or the pancakes will burn. Let's just add spoons of the banana pancake liquid, banana pancake mix. Just like that, slow or moderate heat. And they turn out to be small pancakes, small banana pancakes, because this liquid, the consistency of this liquid is better to make for the small banana pancakes. It's also possible to do this kind of pancake or waffle in the waffle maker, but I'm just showing you how to cook eggs in 3 different ways in the wok. So that's why we're gonna do them in the wok. Could be also done in the frying pan, but in the wok is slightly more convenient because it doesn't splash over the little bubbles of the oil. It's also possible not to use any oil because of the anti-stick coating. Let's just wait until the surface, the upper surface, is slightly more dry, and we flip them over and finish them. Let's see what happens. The first round of the banana pancakes came out golden brown, well enough. That's how you know that the heat is good, not too much, not too little, and the timing is perfect. Usually the first round of pancakes or the waffles is not as good because we have to moderate the amount of heat. Just get used to it, and by experience we figure out what's the good amount. Basically, after preheating the pan or the wok or the waffle iron, you just reduce the heat to the usual mid or low heat and keep going from there. Let's cook a few and see how they turn out. After all is made and cooked, we have a very beautiful and tasty result of banana pancakes with honey and strawberry. Strawberry and honey is optional since the banana is already sweet enough. So those are the 2 basic ingredients, banana and eggs. I hope it was useful to some degree, some positive and useful parts. We have the eggs as the basic ingredient of many of our foods. It could be replaced with like chickpea flour instead of eggs. But usually eggs are a good ingredient when the chicken are free-range chicken. Organic even better. I hope it was helpful. Make a positive contribution, like the video. Tell other people in the comments what is good about the cooking of eggs. or cooking in the Chinese wok. What's your experiences? What are helpful and useful experiences? They can be useful for other people. Have fun and remember to have fun during the cooking. That's when the magic happens.